Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. The Easter egg on Gorod Krovi has been completed. As a public service announcement, I would like to suggest if you are indeed going after the ending Easter egg in these new DLC maps, that when the cutscene finally does run, please mute your microphone, mute all of your stream announcements so that we can focus on what we are all really striving for, and that is the cutscene, as well as any additional dialogue afterward. Thank you. Annoyances aside, there is congratulations to be had because this is a great event. We have completed the Easter egg. Yes, there was a group of people who did it, quote, first. However, it was without a doubt a community effort. It took big YouTubers, it took small YouTubers, it took lack of sleep, it took so much energy and effort to figure all of this out, and this is a win for all of us, and that is most important. Now let's talk about it. We see the cutscene roll in, and we finally defeat Nikolai 1.0 in his mech suit in a really epic boss fight, and I knew in my first playthrough, if you guys actually saw it, I pointed out the area behind spawn as if it was something weird, something unique. And that's where we fight the boss, which is super cool because that looks like a really cool area, and it is a cool area too. However, we defeat Nikolai 1.0, we get a soul. Richtofen collects all of his souls. He tells Max, okay, we've collected the souls, and he lets up 3 souls. He lets off Nikolai's, Dempsey's, and Takeo's soul into the portal above, or whatever that is. And that's all we see. That's all we see. And then we're gonna move forward somehow. And if that is the ending, that is very disappointing. Like, more disappointing than the Zetsubo no Shima Easter egg. The Zetsubo no Shima Easter egg was at least a little bit heartfelt. This one was just kind of business as usual. We collected a soul, and we have a really cool quote from Dr. Monty afterward, which is honestly epic, saying, you know, Richtofen, you've been relying on Richtofen, but don't worry, once you get to that house, you know, I'll show you, or whatever he says there, which is super interesting. But what about Peter McCain? He was in the intro cutscene. We have the Ray Gun Mark III. Where did his body go? Did he just die? Did he just disappear? Is that the end of his story? Why do the blood vials? What are the blood vials going to protect us from? What are the blood vials going to protect Richtofen from? Because Richtofen got blood vials for everybody. Where did we go in Zetsubo no Shima to go get the blood vials? Why do they have to relate to Mob of the Dead? Why do the zombies have red eyes? Is this some sort of purgatory? That's never explained at all. There are some quotes that sort of pay homage, I'll say, to the Mob of the Dead purgatory. For example, Takeo, I think, says something to the effect of, you know, Nikolai's mind is really just uneasy and corrupted. Maybe that has something to do with the zombies or the situation or Stalingrad or, you know, whatever. I don't know the exact quote, but he says what's going on in Nikolai's mind relates to what's going on in this universe. Why that is never explained. There is so much stuff, big stuff, the blood vials, the red eyes, the Peter. It's just not explained. It's just, well, got his soul, now what's next? You know, that's so disappointing. There has to be more. There has to be more. I know there's going to be ciphers, but I wish there were more than that. I wish there were more than just plain text saying, oh, this happened. That's what this is. Because if we take a look at DLC 4 and what they have to wrap up, we have to wrap up, first of all, you know, why we're collecting these souls in the first place. Like, yes, we're trying to prevent the actions from what took place on Moon from way long ago when we blew up the Earth in the first place, but that's basically taken care of when we blew up the Moon in DLC 1. And now we've got to wrap up these blood vials, and now we've got to wrap up Dr. Monty, and now we've got to wrap up like a whole bunch of this other stuff like Peter. Like, there's a lot of stuff to wrap up that I honestly do not believe we're actually going to get to. And I think, unfortunately, they announced a Call of Duty Zombies comic book, which is great. I love that, but I want my zombie storyline to be complete. You know, I want that comic book stuff to be extra stuff. You know, I want to know these major questions in the game I'm playing, because that's where it started. That's the media that we are used to consuming it in. But as a whole, this whole Easter egg, I haven't really looked and seen a lot of it. I was at work all day, and then I came home and I kind of caught up a little bit. I slept for literally an hour because I'm editing and getting gameplay for you beautiful people for some Gorod Krovi 101. And so I've looked at some of the stats, and man, this is like a Draha Easter egg in terms of complexity. But I think it might be a little bit harder. This might be one of the most complex Easter eggs. This is like Shangri-La complex Easter eggs, at least difficulty-wise, I'm saying. But I don't know. It took a long time. Like, they discovered the boss fight while I was at work, and then I came home, edited a little bit, got ready for bed, slept a little bit, woke up, and just barely caught the final Easter egg boss complete. So it took a good couple hours from the final step being discovered and actually completing it, which is really, really cool, and I think that's awesome. And this is definitely going to be a hard map. That's getting a little bit of a side tangent outside the Easter egg stuff, but that's what I wanted to talk about today. That's what I wanted to share with you. This is a win for all of us. This is a community thing. You know, no one person figured it all out. One person, maybe 3 people, I don't know how many were in the game, actually put it all together and actually managed to win the boss fight and not get a death barrier glitch killed on them. I feel so bad, or, you know, but it was us. It was all of us, and that's the really core fundamental part of zombies. We did it together. Thousands of people just unraveled months and months of hard work Treyarch just did, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's one of the best things about zombies, and I love it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next absolutely beautiful Zombies morning, I'll catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful.